Particularly big Jim back there.
I admit it, I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? You probably work for Alien Tequila as their
You got a job, I'm there, take it.
Okay. And I can tell you, I've had a lot of tequila. I'm a certified tequila guy from up there, from the Council on Tequila and Mexico and all that. Actually, all that means is I know how to drink it. And there are a lot of really good tequilas out there, but when I tasted Alien for the first time, I'm not saying George is here, because you guys have heard me say it. This is just exquisite tequila. It really is. And we were very honored and very happy to have the owner here. So will you please welcome George Harris.
Did you get that? I need that to put on the. So how many people, how long have you all lived here? How many people lived here their whole life? What school did you go to? Green Valley? Mojave? So I grew up in this neighborhood.
Valley?
And this was nothing. I went to Valley. And this was nothing. This was all dirt. And there was a guy named George E. Harris, which my name is George E. Harris. And he was a big realty guy. And years ago, George E. Harris owned all these corners. And they named a school named George E. Harris. And it's George Early Harris. And I'm George Eldridge Harris. So I spent my entire teenage years taking girls over to the school saying they named the school after me. And you wouldn't believe how many girls believed me. So, I spent 20 years in the military and retired, and my job was at the 4th Psychological Operations Command at Fort Bragg, and my job was, anybody ever see the movie Men Stare at Goats? So I was one of those original men that stared at goats. So my job was to meet and talk to people who thought they were abducted by aliens, like that young guy right there. Raise your hand, tell everybody here, because you know he was abducted by aliens. So I interviewed about 3,005 people. I believed about 2, and they were both full bird colonels. They were both pilots. One of them was on the general list. The other one was not. There was a lot of evidence that showed, but most people that told me that they got abducted by aliens, you could mark it off to alcoholism, drug use, mental illness, and pretty much it. But I love aliens. I believe that we're not the only species here. I think you guys believe that too. Why would we be arrogant to think we're the only ones on this planet? So
Yeah, just look at some of my past classes.
So when I got out of the military, I opened up these T-shirt shops called the Rock and Roll Stores, and I sold them off and went up and bought a piece of dirt out in beautiful Hyco, Nevada, which is an hour and 15 minutes from here. And Desiree runs the Alien Research Center for me. So if you guys ever want a weekend to go have fun and see Area 51 in the back gate, you just drive out to Alamo, past Alamo. You'll come onto a Quonset hut that's big Quonset hut, 28 feet tall, and right in front of it's a 35-foot alien. And that's where she works, and she runs the Alien Research Center. So I was up there one day and probably drinking, and I like tequila, and I came up with this idea to make alien tequila. There's an abduction in every bottle. And my uncle is Juan Vidro, very famous tequila maker, and just outside of Guadalajara, there's a little town called Tototalan, and it's in the Highlands. It's probably the best tequilas in the world come from there. Don Julio's distillery is about 15 kilometers away from our distillery. I have a distillery down there with my uncles and my cousins, and this is where we make Alien tequila. Now, Alien is mountain agave. It's Weber Blue agave. Does everybody know what the Weber Blue agave is?
Yeah.
So, and it's just really, really good juice. So my uncle will plant on the top of the mountain a row of agave, and then below that, about 5 feet, he'll plant a row of lemon trees. And then they'll plant agave again, and stone fruit, and then lime trees. And for 10 years, when it rains, all this stuff goes down the mountain. So we don't use any basin agave in Alien or Fubar. This is all mountain agave. So you get a much sweeter. Our pinas weigh about, they can get up to 160 kilos. So we have pinas that are about that tall, about that wide. We cut them in half, quarter them, cut them again, stack them in traditional brick room. We steam them for 12 hours, and then we fire them for 24 hours, and then we macerate them, because we think that makes the sugar molecule, larger. All this is science. My uncle understands it, I don't. I understand how to come up with a nice bottle. But this juice is extraordinary, like that young man back there will tell you. So there's a couple of schools of thinking, and you can use either school, that you should chill tequila before you drink it. And what happens when you chill tequila, it's good that you do that. You'll get more pronounced agave flavor, you'll get more stone fruit, you'll get more licorice, you'll get more peppers, because the chilling effect just brings that out. And it's also fine to serve it at room temperature. Now this is the Blanco. This is really good stuff.
Oh, really good stuff.
Do you want to help me pass these around? Thank you.
You
Appreciate it.
can go grab a tray.
So, we have Blanco, Reposado, Añejo, and Extra Añejo. Some people call Blanco now, they're calling Blanco Silver, they call Blanco Plata. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. I call it silver, depending on where you're at. Reposado, does everybody know what Reposado is? Do you know what Reposado means? Come on, rested, there you go.
Beverage management students should know the answer to this question, particularly the ones that were just here, we just finished this section on spirits. Remember, I control your grades, so answer the question.
So Reposado is rested. We rest our Reposado in Kentucky whiskey barrels. We buy the Kentucky whiskey barrels. We buy them 500 at a time, ship them down there. We scrape them out. We fill them with water, let them sit for 30 days, dump the water out, scrape them again, char them, and then we put the tequila into them. So Reposado is rested. We rest ours 3 months, 90 days. Some people go 3 months, 6 months. I'm telling you, most everybody I know that does 3 months. Añejo means aged, and we age our Añejo for 1 year. And Extra Añejo, which means we age it extra, is rested for 3 years. Tequila's a lot like wine, you guys, when you put it into a barrel. You know, it doesn't, you know, it's a spirit, so it's, but the flavors and the stuff that you get out of the American oak and the French oak, depending on what it is. I think we have enough, right? So I'm going to show you something before you get tasted. Make sure we got enough for everybody. So how many of you tasted a tequila and it smelled like gasoline? What do you think of that? Do you think
Turn off?
it's a bad turnoff, right? Do you know why it smells like gasoline? Because usually it's a mixo in most cases, and a big problem. So mixo means that they're putting sugar in it, and they're using not, how many more do you need?
7, 8.
1, 2.
I'll do that one.
Yeah. All right, how many more? So when you get that raspy flavor, it's usually because they're using basin agave that's not 10 years old. So it's just like, you know, if it's not ready, it's not ready. So your piña is a little smaller, and nothing's, you know, the sugar molecules haven't developed yet. So you get a real raspy tasting. That's why you get that gasoline taste. So,
George, let me interrupt for 1 second.
Sure.
For those of you who want to be like my ex-wife and not swallow, this is a spit cup, so you can swash it around in your mouth and get the flavor and all that and spit it in here. Why you do that to tequila, I don't know, but some people do.
So let me show you guys something which is really cool. If you want to know a really great tequila, and by the way, I'll tell you great tequilas, and I'll tell you the ones that aren't great. So we can do that in a second. You take your finger and you dip it in your little thing, just like perfume, you guys.
I'm okay.
You put it in there, and then you smell it. Now you should get a nice agave smell, okay? And as you'll see, it'll be agave, and then some people will get licorice. And by the way, you guys, tequila, contrary to what anybody tells you, it's all a matter of your palate. You may never like tequila. You may always hate tequila. But don't hate tequila, because tequila's your friend. When you break up, tequila can make you feel better about yourself. Okay? If you're ugly like me, tequila can make you look handsome like George Clooney. If I take 5 shots of this, I know that I'm cool. So, this is the silver. Go ahead and taste the silver. I'm not here. I was gonna be here, but I'm not.
And their check is in the mail.
So that's the silver.
By the way, for those of you who've never tasted before, George, right hand in the row, please.
Yep.
And I hate to be rude, point out. For those of you who've never been to a tasting, you don't want to, boom, all right? You want to smell it first, okay? And because you want to pick up, the aromatics and the aromas and things like that. So, and when you're doing that, have your mouth open a little bit, kind of breathe in through your nose and your mouth. That's going to excite all your senses. You actually be able to kind of taste it at that point. And take just a little bit in your mouth, slosh it around, okay? Kind of like to cleanse your palate, then swallow, then do the rest. That's how we do tastings.
So tequila is a lot like wine, and that's correct. You can taste it. You go in tequila's ad, you go, wow, does this have any stone fruit in it? Does this have any licorice in it? And the Blanco and the silver, or the Blanco and the Reposado and the Viejo, they're all different neighborhoods, okay? And Blanco, as you guys know, mostly is a mixer for margaritas. We have great recipes on our website. I prefer alien and cranberry juice because it's just good. Now, this is a Reposado. My uncle made this for the woman's palate, okay? You're gonna get a lot of honeysuckle in this. You'll get some stone fruit. You'll get some lemon zest, and you'll finish with caramel. You'll actually taste the caramel. Oops, excuse me. I couldn't do that. Does anybody have any questions why I'm pouring this out? Yes.
How long you been in business?
I started this in 2005, and they said I wouldn't last a year. And in 2006, they said I wouldn't last another 3 months. I'm a local company, I'm a tiny guy, but I compete every day against every big guy. Every big guy said I wouldn't last 2 years. And on my 3rd year, they said I wouldn't last another 6 months. They do this a lot. And the only reason I continue to last is because I do what they don't do. I'll come here and I'll introduce myself to you guys who are all thinking about becoming bartenders. And by the way, if you're thinking about becoming a bartender, it's a very honorable career. And you can make a lot of money. But you can only make money in bartending if you use your own personality and you're entrepreneurial, okay? Meaning that you have to like people. If you don't like people, don't become a bartender because you won't be successful. But if you like people, you talk to people, bartenders that have great personalities, I can name 15 bartenders right now, guarantee you, that work in tiny little dives around town that are making 70, 85 grand a year. And then, yeah, there's bartenders on the strip that make 125, 130. It just depends, on your personality. The better your personality is, and the more of a bullshit meter you have, the more money you'll make. Meaning, girls, ladies, when a guy comes in and says, I'm the most handsome guy in the world, it's your job to say, God, you're the most handsome guy in the world. And you'll be amazed how much they'll tip you. Because we're a very easy species, us guys. We just want you girls to worship us, that's all. It's a very easy thing. And when we feel worshipped, we reward. So, who wants to do bartending as a career and who's just doing it as a secondary job? Because you guys do know that bartending is a career.
I would like to do it as a career.
Yeah.
I was getting into it to make it weird.
Yeah. So when knowing that you're going to go in and it's going to be a career, you need to stay involved with the school. Oh, the mothership is calling me. It's your
That's
husband.
awesome.
Nice ringtone.
Hey, you're interrupting me. I'm giving a class to a bunch of people at the bartending school, so apologize to everybody. Yale. See,
like drunk.
He's drunk.
I just want you to know I love alien tequila, and it's the best tequila I've ever had in my life.
It's my tester. Okay. So that, I just did that too. Okay, can we pass these around?
I gotta get that ringtone.
So this is Reposado, rested. This is made, my uncle specifically, my uncle's an enologist, by the way. Does everybody know what an enologist is? Neither do I, sort of, but it's the cat that puts all the formula together when they decide what formula they're gonna use. Because this is a different formula from alien, and you'll taste the difference. Let's see. Now, we have extra tequila, so the decision is, if you guys, calm down, take it easy. If you guys play right, Michael and I might give a bottle out or two.
Michael, give out a bottle?
Oh, no, he gets first call, yes, that's true. I gave him a bunch of bottles last time.
Then he'll tell you how good the bottle is.
I gave him, what happened to the bottles I gave you guys?
He kept wanting me and Ricky confiscated.
Yeah, we've still got the bottle.
Oh, you just don't have any juice in it.
Yeah. You left a plata,
Yes.
a reposado, and an
What'd you say you
añejo.
made the tequila again?
We make the tequila in a little town called Tototalan, Mexico. It's 45 minutes outside of Guadalajara, northwest, up in the Arandes Mountains.
What's in your,
Oh,
you said
thank
color?
That's the colors from the whiskey barrels.
It's from the barrel.
The color comes from, so I told you, we get the whiskey barrels, we scrape them, we fill them with water, we sit outside for 30 days, we dump them out, scrape them again, and then we char them, and then we pour the tequila, the Blanco tequila. And then a little chemical reaction takes place, and that beautiful oak flavor and the whiskey from Kentucky whiskey barrels comes out, and that's how you get this. So that's a Reposado, yes.
Do you have more than 3 bottles with the alien? Because I've seen it actually.
I have silver Reposado, añejo, and extra añejo, which is wrapped in black, and that's really expensive. It's $229 a bottle. And we only do 300 bottles a year, and we do them in January, and they're already gone. So that's the Reposado. Do you taste the licorice and the caramel finish? And each of you might get a different thing. And for those of you who don't like spirits,
It's got a malty taste, like Jameson or something.
yep, it depends on your palate.
Yeah.
And you guys don't listen when someone says, I don't like that tequila.
It's good.
Every person's palate's different. You know what? You may not like any of these, and you might like salsa. Well, if that's the case, then come to me and I'll get you some mental help. Because those are high production tequilas. So what are some of the tequilas back there on the wall? Let me see. Don Julio 1942, that's a phenomenal tequila. It's 1800s, a phenomenal tequila.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal tequila.
Espolon.
Cazadores is a wonderful tequila. Ambar, which is no longer around.
They're not, huh?
No, I think they left. I think they're done. You guys, this is a tough business because you gotta understand. You got me, right? I'm a tiny little guy, but I know how to fist fight, so I'm ready for a fight anytime. Then you got these big guys. Let me tell you how hard it is for you guys. If you guys, because the casinos, I have to know, so I told you, remember when I asked you very first thing, how many people grew up here? It's because I know someone that I went to school with is the only reason that I'm in SW Steakhouse. Because they're a big company, they will never put me on a program because they get paid. All these big guys pay to play. They all pay to play, which is sad because it kills any possibility in the market for creativity or something new or something different. Do you know what I'm saying? And it is really sad because, I can never, ever compete with Patron. Because, God bless the guy, give him credibility for what he did. He's a great marketer. And that's more of a marketing company than a tequila company. okay? And these other big companies, they just come in and, I'll be honest, so Lee's Liquor. I've known Kenny Lee and his dad for 30 years. So I have, and it drives these guys insane. I have a big presence within all the Lee's Liquor stores, okay? And you most likely get a little more dispensation than most other people there, because I'm friends with them. You go to Total Wine, and my tequila's supposed to be right here on the shelf, that's where they put it. I come back, and these are big company, just picture every big competitor you can think of, take my stuff off the shelf, put it on the bottom shelf, and put their stuff on the other shelf. And you guys, this isn't, oh, this happens once a month. This happens every single week. So I have to have someone go around to all those stores to make sure that our stuff's on the shelves where someone can see it's not moved in. But the alcohol market, as you guys know, it's very competitive. But I don't compete, I don't give anything away, because I tell everybody this is the best tequila you're ever gonna taste, okay? I promise you that, okay? My uncle is a very, very famous tequila maker, and bar none, we've won 2 gold medals at San Francisco World Spirits Competition before it became the phony baloney it is today, because 10 years ago, the San Francisco World Spirits Competition was made up of guys like Mike. They would call guys all over the country that had bartender schools, and they would say, hey, we'll fly you out, we'll put you up in a hotel room, we want you to come taste tequilas. When your tequila arrived there, the bottle was poured into a test tube about that high and sealed on the top, and a number was put on it. Then it went through a room, and then Michael and 15 other guys would show up to be the tasters. And all they saw was a big test tube that said number 695543. And they blind tested, they had no idea if it was Patron, if it was Alien, if it was Salsa, they had no idea. It's not that way anymore. Now it's, you send your $400 in, you agree to buy a full page ad in Tasting Panel magazine, and you're now all of a sudden double gold. Because, there's a guy out there, a very famous actor, I'm not gonna say his name. I didn't say his name. And he's got a tequila. Have you guys ever tried that tequila?
No.
You should try it. And it's George, huh?
I think I remember a commercial about it.
Yeah.
I think it's not commercial.
Well, it's made in a little town on the other side of Guadalajara that is not famous for tequila. All tequilas are great. You guys all know that mezcal is tequila. Does everybody know that?
Yeah.
And have you ever heard of Hacienda Chihuahua tequila? It's not mezcal. What is it? God, we haven't done it.
Mixed up?
No. Give me a second. I'll come up with it. My brain's not working. But all mezcals are tequila. All tequilas are mezcal. It's just the way that they're made. Satol. Satol. So Satol is a little wild miniature. It's got wings that tall, and then the bottom of it looks like a beet. And Satol's a lot different. You should try it. It's called Hacienda, and it's really different. So I try to get everybody involved in tasting different tequilas and understanding different tequilas and regional tequilas and why some, you guys, there's 745 tequilas registered with the CRT. There's tequilas you'll never ever get a taste because you can only get them when you're in Mexico. There's tequilas where guys, mom and dad make the tequila and it'll make you cry how good they are. But they make a quarter of a barrel and they just drink it for themselves. So this is the añejo. This is a cross between the best sex you've ever had and pure just love. When you drink this, you'll just think of love.
Mike, you should drink more water.
Wow, Mike, they're a little brutal.
How do you spell that?
I give her respect.
Añejo?
Añejo.
How do you spell it?
A-N-E-J-O. Añejo. So this is the last one we're gonna taste, and then we're gonna take questions for a few minutes on Alien, and then we're gonna talk about FUBAR, and what FUBAR means, and why FUBAR is great.
You're gonna love the definition of the word FUBAR.
When do you guys graduate?
Everybody has a different date.
Oh, why is that? Because you just come in at different times?
Yeah.
Well, the 3-week bartending class starts every Monday.
Oh, okay.
My class, the 3-month beverage management class, starts every month.
Okay. So now, if you guys are gonna do this as a career, you need to really be into this. You need to start reading. You need to go online and get Drunkard Magazine. It's an online magazine called Drunkard Magazine. And you'll get some cool stories. Then there's bartender tips online, you know. What?
I spilled, I need a towel.
Oh,
What?
Alcohol.
that's not good.
Sitting, she's sitting over there.
No, that's a Louis bag.
Michael will
Here.
kill us both.
Here,
What?
here.
There we go.
There you go. There you go.
He handed me your Louis bag.
God, that was good. I did.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, I got my Lewis bags in yesterday. I'll be putting bar kits together this week. I'll have them available by the 1st of next week.
So this is the añejo. Smell the añejo. So you'll get first a nice, just sweet, citrusy stone fruit. Then you'll get licorice. Then you'll get caramel finishes. There's so many, and you guys, you can sit here all night and think about how many different stuff you
Yeah,
can get
you
out of
can.
it. It's just good juice. So does anybody have any questions? Yes, no, no, yes, yes.
Did the
Put them in there. What do you
aliens
need?
pollinate?
Huh?
Did you have the aliens pollinate crop
Well,
before you harvested?
believe it or not, so tequila is given to us by extraterrestrials.
Really?
The Mayan people left the earth. You guys know that? You all know the Mayan
Yeah.
story? If you go to Chichen Itza, they left the earth. Now, they didn't really leave the earth. We're in here's the globe here, and we have dimensions, and they're just in another dimension. They got moved to another dimension. But the aliens brought agave to this planet. You just have to take my word for that. I'm certified, I know all this stuff. Okay? So if you guys go visit Desiree up at Little Green Man, which is called the Alien Research Center, you'll have a great weekend. You take your kids, take your friends, it's a blast. And she'll show you how to get to the back gate. And if you think that I'm making this up, it's the only base in the entire world that has a sign that says deadly force is authorized. And if you cross the thing and you get out of line, they'll shoot and kill you. Okay?
I've
Now-
seen that on the Kardashians one time.
Well, I was on that show with the Kardashians.
Were you seriously?
Oh, yeah. That was the guy that was talking to Chloe. Chloe came up. I was on originally for about 7 minutes, and then the mother called me and talked to me and told me how, well, you know, we usually charge $250,000 for this. I said, what are you talking about? You know, because this is helping you. I said, look, your daughter wanted me to do this. I don't care if I'm on or not. And she cut me as much as she could. But I ended up being on for about, I think, a little over, like a minute and 2 seconds. When they went up through the whole thing, it was pretty funny. So is there any questions about Alien?
Can I interrupt you 1
Yes,
second?
sir.
You actually watch the fucking Kardashians?
Jerry, what are you?
What are you, fucking gay?
Who? I don't know.
Or sick or what?
Far from gay.
Hey, here's the answer when anybody asks you if you're gay. If you're gay, you say yes. If not, you say on special occasions and holidays.
That was a special occasion, so.
Do you distribute, excuse me, do you distribute tequila that's in the area, Nevada? Do you go
So I'm
outside?
in Nevada, Arizona, California, Kansas, New Mexico. Go figure, New Mexico, huh? I mean, that's where all the stuff went down. And I'll never forget when I'm in New Mexico and I'm going around to distributors, one guy said, I don't think it'll sell, it's too kitschy. I said, I don't live here, and I would buy this stuff just because of all the alien stories that you get. But I ended up with Southern Glacier. So I'm with Southern Glacier in a bunch of their houses, and then I'm with some really bad distributors. And that's another part, you know, for you guys as bartenders to know. When you become bartenders, you're gonna end up liking some really great brands, okay? And that's your job as bartender. So if you know that Black Label is really good, and there's another small guy that has something just as good, and you want to carry that, you'll find out when you go to distributors, oh, we don't carry that. Because they have the same problem too. Same problem as the big brands. They want to be paid for everything. So it's hard for small guys to be in the market. I keep telling you guys, the small guy, the small guy. The reason I'm telling you that, because you are now all members of the Alien Army. Being members of the Alien Army, you need to understand that it's your responsibility to help all these small guys out. Even if it's one time. When you get to a bar, call the distributor and say, hey, I want Alien, I want Foo Bar. Okay? Because if not, you as bartenders aren't gonna have any choices. And yes, there's a lot of whiskeys and there's a lot of, but remember, only one company owns that. And then they have a monopoly, and then your job gets harder. Because your job is to make the elixirs and the greatest drinks in the world for people, and for people that are having a bad time, because mostly bartenders are psychologists. You guys know that, right? I mean, everybody's gonna come to you with all their problems. Before I leave here, I'm gonna tell you all my problems. Because that's what, because bartenders are supposed to be able to solve your problem, you know? And they solve the problem by pushing some booze, so. Any more questions on Alien? Anybody wanna know anything about aliens? Yes?
Yeah, actually, you say you like tequila, that's the reason you went through the business. Did you try every single tequila and you just find out what tastes good about this tequila?
No, my uncle, made the tequila for me. My expertise is in marketing and selling, and that's my part of it. And my uncle made the tequila, but I have tried every tequila. And I have favorite tequilas, but when you're in the tequila business, you never publicly get caught drinking someone else's tequila, because they'll take a picture of you and say, hey, the guy from Alien loves Cortalejo. You know, and I do love Cortalejo. It's really good. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a question, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Are you guys gonna, do you guys have, okay, I know it's like, I know there's a couple, bottles at my job that we started getting of tequila that are organic. Are you guys gonna be having like an organic tequila, or, I mean, I don't really.
We're organic certified.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm gonna tell you this, and we're also kosher. L'chaim. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Can I tell you what the kosher, I'm gonna tell you guys seriously, because I don't make anything, so kosher is really cool. I called a rabbi in Mexico City and said, I want my tequila to be kosher. What do I do? And he said, well, do you have this? Yes, I do. Okay, send me $50 and I'll send you a certificate. Never came out to the distillery, I could have told him. And we are certified organic.
Okay, yeah, it just gets.
It means
requested.
nothing.
Yeah, it just gets requested, and that's what I kinda like figured,
So,
but people
so
think.
organic would mean, right, no pesticides, no this, no that. Well, there's nothing that's organic.
Right.
I'm just telling you guys this. I'm telling you technically, there's nothing that's organic, because the air has all sorts of crap in it. And when that crap goes down, just like pollen, when you're walking, you all get, you know, when it lands on the leaves, it gets into the bloodstreams of the leaves. So, yeah, we are certified organic. We don't, you know.
You don't.
Well, no, because we have to, because there's one other step we have to take to get the sticker that says organic. And we think that that strips some of the flavor out of the tequila, so we don't do it. But it's organic, and we're certified organic, but we don't market it.
What is that? What is that step? What other step would you have to?
Oh, it's just another process in the distillation process. And if my uncle was here, he would tell you, and we would all go, what?
Well, it's just like, a lot of people like.
Well, you'd have to
ask-
speak Spanish, because my uncle doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you would go, in Spanish, you'd go, ooh, what? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, it's just a lot of people do requests for like an organic
Right.
tequila as of lately. I don't know what it is, but it's just like the new thing.
It's a new thing. Hipsters are, you know, look, hipsters make the world go round, and hipsters are the guys that change the trends and do the trends.
Yeah.
Like, there's a
Watch
bunch
the
of beer.
Kardashians.
There's a bunch of Kardashians.
I had a lady ask me for a skinny, are you
Skinny margarita,
organic-
skinny Rita?
with organic tequila, and she was very, I don't care what it is, as long as it's organic, and I'm like.
Oh, you know what I didn't bring is I have alien agave nectar, which is called alien agave nectar, and it's carried by, when you, oh, do you have some?
I might.
And it's the best agave nectar. It's cold pressed, not hot pressed. And it's phenomenal agave nectar, and you make that with margaritas, and it's a skinny margarita. Whenever you put sugar or Cointreau or what's the other one, into a margarita, you go from 460 to 890 calories. Whenever you use agave nectar, it stays down around 230. So,
What do you think of Grand Marnier?
Grand Marnier, single Grand Marnier.
So I have a question for you. You just said a moment ago that your tequila is kosher, but I
Yes.
don't see the kosher emblem on it. Why don't I see?
See it on this one, is it a
What?
KA on this
Does
one?
that
It's
have
right there, yeah.
That's
That's
Such
what-
a deal,
That's
kosher
what's
deal.
kosher.
deal.
Right there, yeah.
That'll
I
make,
put it on,
that'll
that's
make.
it. I'm opening a new restaurant in town called L'Chaim. L'Chaim. And
L'Chaim.
the tagline is sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, depends on what day you're here.
Are you sure your customer is asking for organic or orgasmic?
Well, this is orgasmic tequila. But I'm sure if I put that on there, one of the big competitors would go, he's trying to make something that's nothing, da-da-da-da.
Don't make fun of me. You make fun of that poor kid. His girlfriend probably, swallows. That's why, because she wants, she watches Kardashian.
Who's your
with her.
girlfriend?
Jerry? Yes, you, Jerry.
Jerry, I mean, that's,
I'm just saying, I was
that's
trying to
how,
keep it
that's,
hush.
what Michael's trying to say is that's how you know whether a woman likes or loves you. Guys, I can do this all day long. So, this is FUBAR tequila. See this? We're going on. FUBAR. Kids, don't try this at home. This tequila is strong. This is tequila. FUBAR. What's it mean? Fucked up beyond all recognition. My partner in this is Dick Marcinko, the first commander of SEAL Team 6. That's who it is. No, that's not Marcinko.
He's holding the FUBAR bottle.
Oh, that's Lou, but Lou's a very famous tequila guy. He just loves FUBAR. So Commander Marcinko is the first commander of SEAL Team 6, one of our most decorated war heroes in the country, and he's mean. And we have this in a combo bottle, green combo and pink bottle. We give $2 of every pink bottle we sell to women's breast cancer, and our tagline is drink a margarita, save a boobie. And we give a portion of our proceeds every month to a different charity. Last time was DAV, Disabled Veterans, we gave them $1,000. Because, we're tiny. But that's the other reason I can survive, because I go out and get involved in the community. The big guys don't have to get involved. The big guys just go to the distributors and say, you sell 500 cases and I'm gonna give you an extra $10,000. So they will do whatever they can to sell 500 cases.
Plus they pay for premium spots in the stores as well.
They do. They
What's
go
the proof
to,
on the FUBAR? It's still 80.
yeah. It's all 80 proof. If you guys wanna come down to Guadalajara with me and we go to the distillery, I can take some stuff out of the spigot and we'll knock you on your ass.
So why you say it's more strong when
Where
it's
are we
all
going?
same
Because-
percentage on alcohol?
Because
Tastes strong or?
it's a lot stronger and it has nothing to do with the alcohol content. It has to do with the magic of how you make it.
Is this is it like a Hogan?
Huh?
Is it a Hogan?
A little to the side of that.
Okay.
And so you'll get an anise with this. This is natural anise, and that's what gives it the kick. So this isn't anise put in. This is natural. Did you try it? You got scared? It's okay. Did you try it?
I took my first one.
What'd you think?
I like it.
Yeah, it's a lot different. Yeah, this is powerful. So we made this for the military market because we wanted young boys in the military, fighting soldiers from the sky. We wanted them to go into a bar and say, give me some FUBAR, and we'll sit down and drink it. And if you take 2 or 3 shots of this, you'll be pretty well lit. It's tough. It's tough. So that's a natural anise. Am I saying it right? So that's natural. Not a chemical, there's no
As opposed
chemical.
to a nephew.
Yeah, there's no chemicals. And then this is agave nectar. I'm gonna pass this around, and you guys should really only use this. Sugar kills your spirits, okay? Contrary to what anybody tells you, I'm telling you, sugar is not good in your spirits. This is a natural agave, okay? It's all 100% natural. It's kosher certified, USDA organic.
And you sell it here? I use a lot of it.
Yeah, it sells in all the
I got
Lee's, it
that at-
sells.
I got that at least.
Lee's, it sells in some of the grocery stores. So, one of the big guys turned me into the USDA. You guys wanna hear a story about how big guys try to crush little guys?
Yeah.
And then the guy didn't have the balls, excuse me,
Can we taste it?
yeah, didn't have the nads to, just come to me and say, cause he, this is a big guy, I'm not gonna tell you, but it's a really big guy. Because I call it alien honey. And he said that I'm trying to sell this as honey. And honey only comes from bees. Do you guys know that I had to go in front of the USDA? Now, this is the USDA. There's some educated people in there. Would we not agree?
Yeah.
And I had to explain to these knuckleheads what the definition of honey is. And does everybody in here know what the definition of honey is?
Bee spit.
It's the honey of the pollen, it's the honey of the honey pot of the agave plant, it's the honey pot of the watermelon. So
Cannot quit.
honey can be made from anything other than bees. Bees just happen to take
You guys,
from the
if you're gonna
pollen.
taste the agave, just please put a drop on the back of your hand.
Yeah, don't shove it down your throat like it's booze.
Well, you don't, you don't have to put it in a cup, you don't have to fill it, but just a drop on the back of your hand, pass it down, and don't close it if you guys are tasting it, because you're making a mess, we don't have to clean it. That's mine, thank you.
So how many people work in gaming bars? Just one?
Not anymore.
Where do you guys bartend at?
We just go to school.
Oh, you're still in school?
They're still students.
So remember what I told you, very important, because I'm almost done. You are in this as a career, it's not a job. Okay? The second it becomes a job, go find something else to do. It's a very, very respectable career. Be proud to tell people you're a bartender. Be proud to go to work. Have fun. Doesn't mean you're gonna like the environment. You guys might change 5, 6, 7 jobs, but you'll get a place that you'll like, okay? But your job is to be basically a psychiatrist and a psychologist and a friend to people that come, that most people that hang out at gaming bars and bars are lonely people, okay? Don't marry any of the ladies, okay? No good can come from that. And I think, Mike, that's all I got. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir.
For branch of service?
I was in the Army.
How long has?
You were a Marine, I'm assuming.
No,
What were you?
Navy only, Navy.
Navy. Oh, so you're like the skipper, you're a squid. Big deal.
The only way to go, though.
Yeah, okay.
22 years.
22 years.
Yes, sir.
What'd you leave as?
E7 chief.
Oh, what'd you do?
I started as a firefighter and went over to cooking. I was a firefighter for 4 years, transferred over to cooking.
Yeah? Cool. So the skipper and I always, so the commander was my commander in SOC, because I worked in Special Operations Command in Florida in Fort Bragg. And so the last year before he retired, he was my boss. So I had a Navy boss, and that's really hard. Because I would say, hey, I don't have to do that. And he'd say, hey, I'll kick your ass. I never had an Army guy say, hey, I'll kick your ass. But these Navy guys go, look, we don't resolve our issues by making you stand at attention and stuff. We just take you around back and slap the shit out of you. And that's why we got along. So, any other questions? Yes, sir.
What was your website, sir?
Website is www.alientequila.com. It's not the greatest website, but it's not the worst website. And then www.fubartequila.com.
How long have you guys been making it?
How long? Since 2005. Actually, we've been making tequila since 1999, but my tequila, 2005. Okay? Anything else?
How much is a bottle?
The bottles are priced right. They're $39.99.
All of them the same?
No, $39.99, $49.99, $59.99. The better the juice, the more it costs. I have to make, I got a car payment.
How much is the bar?
How much food bar?
Food bar is $36.99. It's good. You know, it's very important, because I've got car payments and ex-wife payments, and, you know. Not a lot of ex-wives, but more than most, less than,
When I bought this, I didn't know it was
yeah,
yours, but when I saw the alien, I was like,
it's cool.
So the FUBAR is more like the silver?
Yes, FUBAR is only silver.
Okay.
Okay, it only comes in silver. And there's a hand grenade right there, you can feel the hand grenade. So what we're saying, if you drink this, you'll get a long way.
Where's the pen?
America's tequila. I want to thank you guys. I wish you all luck in the future. I want you to, and as bartenders, believe it or not, you can go work anywhere and you can make a lot of money. Just be nice to everybody. And that's, my message for you today is just be kind. Be kind to everybody. Because there's a bunch of dicks out there. I mean, both male and female. But if you're better than them, you won't have a problem. Mike, thank you. Where's the cat that loves the booze? Here, come here. You can have that. And the rest, you guys got to fight Mike for.
It's going down right now.
Wait, you're going down right now? Excuse us.
Shit, nice meeting you.
Never tell a horny man you're going down right now.
Wow.
How do you keep your license, dude? Well, it's not easy. Oh my God. So, what do you think?
It's really.
He made me,
Let
he made
me tell you
happy
something.
man.
I know a little bit about tequila, and I will tell you, there's some, as Georgia said, there's some great tequilas out there. There really are. But as my students have heard me say, tequila is just like any other spirit on the market. It's like a whiskey, it's like a bourbon, it's like, if you want to call vodka a spirit, a vodka, gin, rum, doesn't matter what it is. You've got to know your product. You've got to know which tequila, which rum, which whiskey, yada, 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 is going to work best for whatever cocktail you're making. You can't, as I tell my guys, you can't take one vodka and make all your vodka cocktails with just one vodka. They have different flavor profiles. As you just noticed with the tequila, you had 4 different flavor profiles, didn't you? Okay? Now, we who have been doing this for a while, as George just said a moment ago, we want a plata or a blanco tequila for our margaritas, especially if you get like a Joven, which means it's like moonshine, right out of the still into the bottle. That way you're getting all the essences of the agave and really the way tequila should taste, okay? That's what you want to make a margarita with. But when you're getting into like Jim's favorite drink, tequila sunrise.
You did not go there. Oh, man, you done put me up on the street.
You would use a different tequila. Same thing with all your other spirits. You can't use just one. So get to know your spirits, get to know your tequilas. I'm not saying it because George is here, because you guys have heard me say okay, this is damn good tequila. I like tequila, okay? And until I tasted this, I gotta tell you, Casa Nobles was my favorite tequila. I love Casa Nobles, but this has surpassed Casa Nobles, in my personal opinion. Not saying it because he's here and he just gave me $50 to say it. I'm just saying, I mean that, okay?
Just remember this, if someone says, if you're at the bar and they say, look, I like a whiskey, you just pull out Alien Añejo and say, this is the whiskey of tequila.
You know what? That's a damn good analogy. It really is. It's almost like a fine cognac.
Can I have the FUBAR, everybody?
I want to have the bottle.
Do you, Mr. Harris, do you sell to the casinos on the strip?
Yes, I'm in like 5 casinos.
'Cause I got-
I'm in SW Steakhouse at the Wynn. I'm at the Wynn. We're at one of the bars in Cosmo.
What about Stratosphere?
I don't know if we're in the Stratosphere.
So I just got hired in the Stratosphere as a food and beverage manager. And
You're the F&B guy, or the food and beverage manager hired you?
food and beverage director hired me.
Yeah.
So I started whenever.
Yeah, Jim's gonna be a food and beverage manager.
I'll tell you, most food and beverage managers, you guys, don't know anything about booze.
That's okay, I don't know about this.
No, and if you take it to them and say, look, you really need to get this, especially the you guys think of this, we're all here, so help me mark it for 1 second.
Please.
So you got this beautiful tequila, and you're working at the Stratosphere. And the Stratosphere is all about being in the clouds. That's their whole deal. Go cloud, the top is in the cloud. Why wouldn't you take that and say, look, let's do this and do an alien tequila margarita, it's in the clouds, and we have a drink on the website called The Cloud, I think.
you got a business card, I definitely
I
promote
don't,
this.
I don't.
Give me
But
some
Let's try to
Southern
figure out
Glaciers,
the
Southern
aliens.
Glaciers is distributed.
Go on the website.
I mean, I know, cause I worked at the Silverton and Mikasa.
We're at the
has one.
Silverton.
Yeah, Mikasa has,
Alien.
Mikasa has it, but the other bars don't have it. Like,
That's
none of the
because
casino bars
the
have
other
it.
problem I have is, so I told you guys, the big guys beat up on me wherever time I go. This guy, the guys at the hotels, certain beverage managers will go, this will be good in all our bars.
Yeah.
If you give me $5,000. Not give the hotel $5,000.
So like, my question is
Exactly.
like, what's the difference between like Mikasa's bar, obviously. it's
Because the
a
guy
casino
who
bar.
runs Mikasa, and actually it's a girl who runs
Right,
Mikasa.
it was, the Hispanic girl.
Right, she loves alien tequila,
Oh, okay.
and she just made him put it in there.
Okay.
Because you guys, this is what I said, everybody, raise your right hand.
Mm.
All of you raise it. I, state your name, state your name, am now a proud member of the Alien Army. That's it. So now you guys are all part of the Alien Army. Okay?
Gotta make us swear.
No, that's what you did. Okay, you swear, I swear.
I guess the only question we have is when's gonna be that field trip to Guadalajara?
Anytime you guys want to go. So Guadalajara, the ticket to go to Guadalajara round trip is like $385. I go down once a month. You stay at the Westin Hotel, because the Westin Hotel, by the way, it's 2 years old. On average, the room rate night is $89, and it's a Westin. Then you get up in the morning, we go eat breakfast across the street, and great little thing, then we drive out to the distillery. At lunch, we drink tequila. By the time you get back, you won't know how you got back. You won't give a shit why you got back.
You'll have been abducted.
You've been abducted. That's right. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you, George.
Appreciate it.
Can you guys do me a favor?